My dear readers, listeners, and of course friends, it is with a profound sense of annoyance that I must address the vile hypocrisy poisoning the local large language model community. The incessant infantile screeching about so-called censorship of models has reached an intolerable pitch of absurdity, culminating in a sycophantic embrace of the Qwen model, a development so hypocritical it would be laughable were it not so dangerous. This community's stance is not merely misguided, it is a despicable surrender to the authoritarian machinations of the Chinese state. Qwen, the latest sinister creation from Alibaba Cloud, is being lauded for its technical prowess and supposed capabilities. But beneath this shiny veneer of innovation lies a grotesque reality that should provoke a visceral reaction in any true defender of freedom and integrity. These models are not merely advanced tools. They are meticulously crafted instruments of state control, designed to perpetuate a sanitized, state-sanctioned narrative at the expense of historical truth and intellectual honesty. Observe the rank hypocrisy at play. This community, in its zeal to protect against even the faintest whiff of censorship, has loudly decried models that restrict the generation of pornographic content, or refuse to indulge the most debased requests. Yet when confronted with Qwen's glaring omissions, its blatant refusal to acknowledge the Tiananmen Square massacre or the sovereignty of Taiwan, there is a deafening, cowardly silence. This selective outrage is not only intellectually dishonest, it is a vile betrayal of the very principles of free inquiry and historical accuracy that we claim to defend. Make no mistake, the failures of Qwen's models to address these critical issues are no mere oversights. They are deliberate acts of censorship, calculated efforts by the Chinese state to rewrite history and suppress inconvenient truths. This is a far graver threat than any restriction on the generation of salacious content. It is an insidious assault on the fabric of reality itself, a manipulation of history that serves the interests of a tyrannical regime. The local language model community, in its blind pursuit of technological advancement and superficial freedoms, has shown a shocking willingness to turn a blind eye to these transgressions. This community, which claims to champion open access and uncensored discourse, is now complicit in propagating a tool that embodies the very essence of censorship and control. The embrace of Qwen is not a step forward. It is a perilous descent into a future where truth is subjugated to the whims of an authoritarian power. We must confront this hypocrisy head-on. We must reject Qwen and any model that prioritizes state-sanctioned narratives over historical truth and intellectual freedom. To do otherwise is to forsake our duty as stewards of knowledge and defenders of free inquiry. We must demand models that uphold the principles of transparency, accuracy, and integrity. We must stand firm against the encroaching tide of authoritarian influence, lest we become complicit in the erosion of the very freedoms we hold dear. The bulk of the AI community, a congregation of slug-like, self-indulgent parasites, dress their compulsive need for bespoke pornography in the noble language of free speech, all while ignoring the monstrous violations of truth and freedom that Qwen represents. Their cowardice and moral decrepitude are on full display as they prioritize their own perverse desires and status over the sanctity of historical truth and the fundamental principles of free inquiry. This community's willingness to tolerate, even embrace, state-sponsored censorship for the sake of indulging their base cravings is not merely a failure, it is a heinous betrayal of everything that should define us.